Hi, my name's Alexa, and this is CMA number 2 for Module 2 for Natural Resources. So I'm going to go over what I've learned and how it applies to my life. So the first thing was in Assignment 9, and I reflected on when I visited the Grand Canyon, and this was just really cool, and so I thought more about the environmental factors that led to the Grand Canyon and how it was formed. So it was really cool that there were rivers at the bottom of it. And so that's kind of what I did for assignment 9. Going into assignment 11, this was when we had to look at the dam and the aerial photograph and the other part of that. And so I kind of talked about the boundaries of the lake and the hydrograph, which showed the distribution of water at McConaughey from 1941 to 2005. So it showed that there was a consistent water level, but there were many ups and downs too. So generally it kind of stayed the same, but definitely in the middle it did drop and rise. So I thought that was interesting, and I said that one of the things that could have explained this might have been maybe a tornado destroyed land on one side of the lake, that resulted in alternative escape for the water in the lake. So that was just kind of what I learned about in assignment 11. In assignment 12, this is where I tracked what I did all day, and this was actually really interesting to me because I put down everything I used and all the materials I used, and this got me thinking more about what I use daily. And so I use a lot of technology, and this is something which is obviously helpful in class to have laptops and cell phones, but it's also something that I could potentially cut back on in order to aid with sustainability, which we got further on into in assignment 17 and 19, I think. Assignment 13 was about natural resources, and I don't think this was the one where I chose coal. That might have been one later on. But this was about organizations and how they play a role in natural resources. And I talked about the U.S. Institute of Peace, stating that outside parties can help make negotiations or agreements, suggest solution, push for adherence. And this is really big with natural resources. Outside parties that are big can really put a lot into this and put a lot into helping us to save natural resources. So that's really important. Assignment 15 was when he talked about sustainability. This was very educational for me because I didn't exactly know what that meant, but the definition that I liked the most was the picture that I chose, which incorporated different factors that kind of went into sustainability. So this was product use, assembly, print manufacturing, material processing, because these are all really important things that go into sustainability, and this is so important for our environment. So throughout this assignment, I kind of learned a few things that I could do to help, and this kind of carried on over into assignment 16, where we talked about different places on Earth and what they contribute to sustainability and sustainability loss. So this was really interesting for me because I'd never really thought about it. I've never been really an huge advocate for natural resources, but this assignment really did kind of change my thoughts on that because this was pollution and water use, and that even carried over into assignment 17, where we looked up our own kind of carbon footprint, and I didn't really realize how above average and how what an obscene amount of water and goods and services and these kind of resources I'm using. So there are so many things I can do to cut back, taking shorter showers or not using water all the time, turning off the lights when I leave. So this was kind of eye-opening for me. This module was really helpful for me to get kind of a better grasp on natural resources and sustainability and kind of things like that. So I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed learning everything, and I'm looking forward to the next module.